I feel bad for the Real Madrid fans at the Bernabeu. This has to be the worst week in recent history that the Real Madrid fans who pay good money to go to the stands had to endure. Last Wednesday, they're eliminated from Copa del Rey by their rivals Barcelona. Kicked out of the Copa del Rey, only to come back on Saturday, lose to Barcelona for La Liga, puts them 12 points behind, almost guaranteeing that they are not going to be able to win the league. Then come back 4 days later on Tuesday to get eliminated from Champions League by Ajax in a 4-1 defeat at home. Don't feel bad for Real Madrid. Feel bad for those fans. They put on an absolute obnoxiously weak display or even attempt to compete in the game. The way the game started out, it literally didn't even look like they had the squad that could compete. Now, to be fair, just last game, I was stating that Sergio Ramos was the only player out there, even though he was being dirty and scrapping, he was the only player showing heart enough that he wanted to win. So it's only leaves us in this situation where Ramos was out of the game for getting 2 yellows, starts on the bench, and the team had nobody holding the flag. The closest person to holding the flag was Modric. I'll give him credit. He was a midfielder and a right fullback because they were getting torched on that back line with no one in sight. Kudos to Modric for giving him his best shot. But by the 28th minute, you know that feeling when you're in training, usually when you're in tryouts or you're in a training camp and you feel you've been running so much and you feel like throwing up? Imagine that and then getting kicked in the stomach. That's what Real Madrid fans felt like in the 28th minute. By the 28th minute, Lucas Vazquez was already subbed out for Bale. Vinicius was subbed out and put in by Asensio, both them leaving injured and crying. And remember, by that time, Real Madrid was already down 2-0. They were already losing in an aggregate score where they were up 2-1 away with 2 away goals. And how they were put in that position? In the 7th minute, by the way, player of the game probably would be Tadic. Tadic had an assist in the 7th minute, played it in to Ziyech, and if I get that name wrong, I apologize. Great shot. Great shot. Got it right in behind. The only person trying to defend was Modric, pulling back from the mid. Then, to follow that up in the 18th minute, who gets an assist? Of course, Tadic gets an assist, hitting it to Neres, gets them up 2-0 in the 18th minute. It was like a training match. They weren't even, they were pulling them left and right. They were getting all the defenders were getting sucked all the way into the middle just to have the left side exploited in the running lanes. There was so much space. There was no threat. Real Madrid put no fear in Ajax. No fear. Not even a little bit. So imagine that. They're already down 2-0 in the 18th minute. Then, 29th minute, you lose Lucas Vazquez. 35th minute, you lose Vinicius. So you're thinking, this game is over. It's over. But the game continues on. It's a complete outclassing by Ajax. A complete outclassing. It looked like I've never seen this before. I literally have never seen this before in Real Madrid. It looked like they didn't want to be there. It looked like their coach didn't give them a good game plan. And I feel bad for the fans. We have all been there where our team is getting torched with no hope and no leadership, and we have to watch it. That was it. That was the pinnacle of Real Madrid pain. They ended up losing 4-1, losing 5-3 in aggregate. So it goes into halftime. Then, believe it or not, the 62nd minute, there was another goal. Now, what happened? It looked like the ball went out of bounds. VAR, I guess the referee is not allowed to look at a screen for VAR. If it's a call from out of line or out of bounds. So they allow VAR to make the decision. And they say the ball that clearly went out They said it didn't go out of bounds. The continuation of that play was at half line, worked all the way up, and Tadic had a beautiful shot. Left-footed shot, far post. I mean, it was amazing, but it really should have been disallowed. But at that point, it was 3-0. Then, Solari's sub that he was forced to make, Asensio, literally scores a goal in the 70th minute, which made it a 3-1 aggregate. But at the end of the day, if Real Madrid got another shot or another goal at that point in time, it would have been tied up and positioned them to go into overtime. So it wasn't that goal that Barr did not correctly call, kind of put them in a bad position, but they hadn't earned really the right to win. But either way, they could have done it had that call not been called back. But just as you're thinking, okay, just as they restart the game from the 69th minute, when they get a score, you go back up. Just after that, there's a free kick on the outside of the box. And gentleman Schoen took a free kick, whether it was intentional or not. Far post dropped right in behind Courtois. And there you are, 4-1. At the end of that, it seemed like it was already a foregone conclusion. The game was going to come to an end. An era was over. Real Madrid was now not going to win league. They were now eliminated for Copa del Rey. They're now eliminated from Champions League after being the 3-time champions. To lose like this so unceremoniously. And at the end of the day, right at the end of the game, in extra time, you see Bale, he hurt his ankle, he's sitting there. And it was pretty fitting because, really, the game pretty much ended just like Bale left his game. Bale, hurting, limping, trying not to cry, but ultimately unable to leave the field.